are now tuned in to my main man Dubs. If you want that garbage, go somewhere else. If you want that music that matters, he came to the right spot.
What up, kid?
Hey Dub, talk to him.
This is not for the retarded. Ever since the beat started, the flow switched up from...
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua was sharing that how he faced Tyson Fury back in 2010, mind you. And these guys sparred against each other for a Rolex watch. And this is what Joshua had to say. He said, "This was early on when I was an amateur and I didn't know who Tyson was. I was reading in the boxing news that he was going around London gyms asking if anyone knocks him out, they get to keep his Rolex." Now, he said, "Me and him had a straight war. We both have heart. I didn't get to knock him out," he said afterwards. But Tyson Fury did say, "Watch out for this kid. He will be champion one day," and he got his prediction right. Okay, now, that is a brief story of Anthony Joshua sparring Tyson Fury, and it's a lot of conflicting things that was said about what went on. We heard that Joshua beat him up, and we heard that Tyson Fury had the best of Joshua. We heard a lot of back and forth things. But one thing you have to remember something about media. When you say something on media, you're accountable for it. When you write something in an article, you're accountable for it. It can be held as evidence, okay, as we do know. Because people quote you on certain things, on the record, off the record, right? And this is, strangely enough, I have a statement from Tyson Fury, right? And this is what he said back in 2018. And now, of course, when Tyson Fury came back, it was in this year. So, he was cocky, he was brash, he was, regenerated, right? Re-exuberated, and all this other rated, okay? And, of course, he revealed that he squared up against Anthony Joshua in a sparring session when he was an amateur. Of course, we know that. Joshua, and of course, now owns 3 of those titles. But Fury was speaking before his first fight. He says that he sparred, but not many know what happened. And he says that the Gypsy King reviewed in an interview with Showtime that Joshua had 2 good rounds before he started cowering in the corner because of the body shots of Tyson Fury. Now, mind you, he says, "We've had a spar before. Amateur boxer he was at the time, and he had a couple good rounds," he said. He said, "But then I started hitting him around the body, and he had his legs up in the corner, and there were 10 guys in the gym who saw him do it." He says, "So I've got my hands down, I'm flickering him, pop, pop, and he's coming forward with those big swings, and I was like, how is he going to hit me?" Okay. Fury also mentioned the time where he squared up against Joshua, apparently wanted no part in a physical confrontation. He said that he doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to fight anybody because he didn't want to fight for $80 million. Then what's he's going to fight for? Okay, so those were Tyson Fury's words in sparring. And of course, with the negotiation, financial part of it that he claimed. But the sparring, though, he said that he was hitting Joshua with punches those 2 good rounds. And, he said that he didn't want any part of it. Now, one thing about Fury, he's careful with words to a certain degree, to a certain extent, because I have here an interview that he made back in 2014 about this incident, and let's see how that changes. Okay, so let's do this.
And I sparred with the ABA champion.
Joshua?
Yeah, he's very hot. He's very good.
See, that's what I like about you, Tyson. You're only young, but you're so honest. You're 22 years of age, but you're straight. You sparred with this young kid, Joshua, and you found him. He's a good prospect, isn't he?
Oh, he's very good. To be honest with you, yeah.
Yep.
I thought to myself, I'm only going to take it easy because he's only an amateur and he probably won't spar again if I go mad, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
He's rushed out at me. He's going to walk through left up and a close slip of life. And I thought, it's not like I'm going to take time. Bashing me, big up, right in the front of the chin. If I'd have had a bit of a weak chin like David Price, I'd have been knocked out for a month. I'll tell you what it is though, he's very, very, very good. He's only young, 20. Watch out for that name, Anthony Joshua. He is one prospect
Yeah,
for the future.
I'm a massive fan of his, and I think that if he's allowed to develop, I think. What's your gut feeling, Tyson? Because I don't think he's going to get to the Commonwealth Games. He's not been selected. So what would you do if you were him? Would you wait for the Olympics, or what would you do, kid?
To be honest with you, I've been in these shoes before.
That's what I'm saying.
All the promoters are after him. He's 88 champion, and in the super heavyweight division, it only takes one punch. So I believe he's striking while the iron's hot. Turn pro. But he did tell me he's going to Commonwealth Games, so they might pick him.
I didn't think he'd been selected. I thought the other kid at the weight had been selected.
Okay, so how many fights did he get? 21 fights?
21 fights, and he hasn't. I mean, as much as he's a talent, don't get me wrong. I think he's only had a couple of semi-international ones, and you know yourself. You could be a brilliant talent. You're getting against some of those old fighters, some of those old experienced fighters, top amateurs. They're hard to beat sometimes, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Well, I'm a good prospect. I rate him off as one of the top heavyweights in the world. Yeah. He came out at me for 3 rounds, and he gave me a beating. I mean, I'm not going to deny it. He gave me what for? Hell to leather for 3 rounds. I thought, oh my God, the amateur's killing me. But being a professional, and I've been an amateur myself, and I fought all over the world and that.
Yep.
I slowed him down a bit, a few good body shots and that.
Yep.
And the kid's only 20, and I'm a handful myself.
You are, son.
So, for him to put up a good performance like that against a top prospect in me, I think he's one for the future.
Oh, brilliant.
But sparring ain't fighting, and fighting with a red guard on is not professional boxing.
Yeah, 3 rounds ain't a fight these days for you, is it?
Definitely not, definitely not. But I would say he's the best amateur boxer in this country, super heavyweight, by a mile.
I tell you what, Tyson, you know what? I can't tell you how much of a pleasure it is to talk to you.
Now, those are the words of Tyson Fury 4 years before making these comments in 2018. Now, if you can tell, what Tyson Fury said in 2014 contrasts what he said in 2018. Okay? Now, it's funny how people describe things in a totally different light at different time frames. That's why I'm blessed with a decent memory. With a pretty good memory, where I can remember what a person said versus what they told you a while back, because a lot of people change the story over time. And what Tyson Fury said here, he said for 2 good rounds, he got 2 good rounds. He did not say in 2018 what he said in 2014. In 2014, he said, oh man, he caught me with an uppercut. He rattled me a bit. I've been, knocked out before, and it's felt like a David Price uppercut, But with this here, he said, what did he say exactly? Now, this is a long article. He said he was throwing with these big shots, and then I'm like, how are you going to hit me with those shots? Okay. Now, he didn't say anything about an uppercut in 2018 that rattled him. He didn't say anything about he beat me up in 2018, right? In sparring. But he did say that in 2014. Do you see where I'm going with this? In 2014, he had no agenda. He was a totally different person in 14. Let's just be real. In 2014, this was a year before he upset Klitschko, and he was a top prospect, obviously, because he was on his road and on his way to fighting Klitschko, the king of the heavyweight division, and upsetting the unified king at the time. So yeah, sparring someone like that, like Anthony Joshua, with what, 20 amateur fights, because he said it himself back in 2014, and this kid beat him up. And he did not say he got a couple good rounds. He said that, oh, for like 3 rounds, this guy beat me up. Did he say that in 2018? No. You know what I mean? And that it's things you leave out of certain stories that make stories what they really are. You know, but in this case, he was trying to imply that Anthony Joshua was scared to fight him or scared to fight the guy that he's fighting. But I get it, because that was him marketing and upselling Deontay Wilder, making Deontay Wilder more than he really was, without really even knowing the details of everything that went on anyway. You know what I mean? Tyson Fury was coming back from Hades and mental depression and clinical depression and all this illness and stuff going on with him, and his struggles that he had to overcome to get back into the ring, to get back on the field, to get back in the swing of things. So he was just taking certain things and using it for his own advantage, as you can tell. That's my excuse for it. But it does not excuse the way you say one thing, then you say another thing. It's just the fact is, you have to remember what people say, because if you don't, they can tell you anything. Okay? In this, he said, oh, I hit him with body shots, and he was putting his legs up like he was hurt, and and everybody saw him do it. He had a couple rounds, and I started working him to the body. Now, he did say I hit him to the body a couple times and slowed him down. You see what I mean? He didn't say what he was saying over here. Now, you could argue and say, well, this one was more detailed. Well, no, not really. Not really. It wasn't detailed, because if it was more detailed, he would have included everything in there. He would have included the uppercut. He would have included that he beat me up some. He just, I had a couple good fights, then I started hitting him to the body, then he was cowering over like a bitch. You know what I mean? That's how he made it sound in 2018. So that's what I'm saying. It's so people have to get all the facts straight when it comes to what people say, especially when something has been, something has happened a while back or a while ago. Okay. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Anthony Joshua stating that he fought Tyson Fury for a Rolex watch. What do you really believe? What do you think about Tyson Fury's description of the sparring? Did he get beat up? Did he beat Anthony Joshua up? You guys leave me your opinion in the comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.